gonna be really honest with you here, Julian. I just don't think opening an ancient mythical box that is out in the middle of nowhere is the brightest idea. But hey man, you do you.
But we had a deal. I keep your frosty friend's secret and you never darken these doors again, remember?
Ever since I started rewatching more episodes of The Flash from like season 3, I have reestablished my dislike for Julian Albert. He is just a awful guy. So incredibly annoying too. He goes from hating Caitlyn and wanting nothing to do with her to straight up, couple episodes later going, oh, I understand you and I know you and let's get married. Not really get married, but like he wanted to date her. And it was just so bizarre.
May the best grandma win.
I am so sorry for your grandma.
We'll see.
I think we can all agree that Cecile and Joe's relationship is extremely underrated. Like, I feel like I never see anybody talking about how adorable they are as a couple.
Speedster. Calls himself Savitar.
I love how Jay goes from like smiling at Barry, being relaxed and chill as day, but as soon as he mentions the name Savitar, he's just like, oh heck nah.
The last Christmas before my dad died, it snowed and snowed. He and I just sat inside, watching old movies while the whole world turned white. It was magical.
I hope that one day we have an episode where we're actually able to have flashbacks to when Caitlyn was younger, when her dad started doing experiments on her. Like, I really, really, really want to see that. And I think I've mentioned it before that I would be really interested in seeing the whole origin story of Frost and, you know, Icicle and whatnot. But I would also like to see just an episode where they flash back to before, you know, Caitlyn's dad went crazy. Because I feel like that would be really adorable to just see them interacting before all the chaos began. Like, even a flashback to this exact moment she's talking about in this scene, I would love to see that.
Says the man in a mask.
I swear you could literally just breathe in near Barry Allen and he'd be like, hey, want to know my secret identity? Like, I love Barry Allen to death, but it just feels like he reveals his identity to anybody that even looks in his direction. It's honestly kind of funny though.
Dante.
I'm just saying, if this was real life and I turned around and saw a gigantic metal man looking at me, I'd probably cry and run very fast.
If you do, we can't be together.
Cisco, listen to me!
This is probably one of my favorite scenes from the entire episode. Like, it's just so intense and amazing, and I don't know, I just think this is a really awesome scene. I will say that I actually preferred the CGI suit that they're using now, like the CGI version of Savitar. I like that a whole lot better than the actual suit that they made that's not CGI. I just think that the CGI version of Savitar is a lot more intimidating and scary, which is why I think it's better. I understand why they switched to a real suit because it was probably eating at their budget, but I do have to say that the CGI version was much better.
Joe, one thing I do know, the longer you deny someone their potential, the more they're gonna look for it elsewhere.
I truly miss HR, man. He gave the best advice to people when they needed it the most. And it was just so amazing to hear him comfort people and just be like a helping hand in everything the team did. And I will be forever mad that they killed him off.
One shall betray you. One shall fall. One will suffer a fate far worse than death.
I really loved the whole mystery behind the one shall fall and one shall suffer a fate far worse than death and all that other stuff. I mean, everybody knew who was going to betray. We knew that Caitlyn would eventually become Killer Frost and betray the team. So that was easy to figure out, you know, but the whole one shall suffer a fate far worse than death, like nobody knew who that would be and nobody knew who was going to actually die. I mean, we see Iris get killed at the end of this episode, but most people already knew that Iris was not going to be the one that actually died, and then of course it ended up actually being HR. So I feel like that was also a little bit of a mystery in itself as to who would die. So I thought that was a really interesting aspect of the season 3 storyline. I also really liked the Savitar storyline as a whole. I mean, there were some problems I had with it, but overall it was still a really good storyline.
Do you have Christmas plans? The Wests are having a Christmas get-together. After what you've been through, you shouldn't be alone.
I actually prefer to be alone at Christmas.
Good for you, Julian. You go be alone. Julian Albert is quite literally the definition of the Grinch. Caitlyn deserves so much better than how people treat her, man. She is so nice to everybody, and there are just some people that are not nice to her in return, and I will never understand it. Like, Caitlyn Snow is literally the nicest person ever, and people are still rude to her.
Kayla, Siskin. Okay. You gotta try the eggnog holiday concoction.
I truly miss HR, man. I really hope in the future, in some kind of way, we can see HR again through a flashback or some other weird time travel thing. I just miss HR, man. I wish they'd bring him back in some type of way. That's it for this episode of The Flash. I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. I hope you guys have an amazing Christmas and just a wonderful rest of your year, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!